Coaching 101, space for growth, accountability, and transformation where insight meets action and people learn to move forward with purpose. Another week, another great episode with my partner, Miss Jackie Pellegrin.
Thank you, Daniel. I'm glad to be here. Another week and another great episode, right?
Yes, indeed. People, please visit our official website of Universal Podcast Network because Coaching 101 is under that network. www.universalpodcast.net. Please do visit it. All the podcasts what we're doing is in this umbrella. Miss Jackie and I doing 7 podcasts. I think.
Yes.
Yes, 7 podcasts. Imagine it's crazy, but we are doing it. Why? Because we are building our legacy to the world. Even we are no longer here on Earth. Probably our generations or generations they still copy this moment that we are talking about reflection that leads to breakthrough. Is that our topic for today, Miss Jackie?
Yes. Yep. Good lead in. I like that. Yes.
Well, indeed, people. So, what is all about Miss Jackie? What do you think about reflection that is to break? Just like our
Yes.
7 podcast. Imagine.
17. Yeah, 17. Wow. Amazing. We're almost at 20. So I think for me, reflection helps people see patterns and make meaning of those patterns, and then ultimately unlock change with that. So it's all that circular part of it.
Hmm. Certainly, this true breakthrough rarely begins with noise, speed, or constant activity. It often begins with honest reflection. In a world where many people move quickly from one distraction to another, reflection creates the space to pause, evaluate, and understand what is really happening beneath the surface of life. So, Miss Jackie, can you give us a bit or tips? How do you reflect?
That's good. I think, yeah, something is that can help is that, yeah, you want to make sure that your reflection is honest and you're not punishing yourself, because sometimes you can do that, right? So you want to make sure you're not punishing yourself, and then also just recognize that when those breakthroughs come, that's bringing those old patterns and seeing those in a new light. So that helps you have that breakthrough. And then I think also reflection is powerful when it leads to meaning, learning, and having those next steps, because you won't be able to have that breakthrough unless you see that reflection does have meaning in what you're going through as well.
Certainly, totally agree with you, partner. So, how do many people avoid deep reflection, even when they hold the answer to their greatest struggles and answered questions?
Mm, that's good. Yeah, I think one of the things that it can be really valuable to do is to kind of uncover some of those patterns, those beliefs, those behaviors, and any emotional triggers, right, that could be allowing a setback. So coaches can help with that. So it's good that they can uncover those, and that leads to that reflection and that breakthrough. So try to uncover those patterns and those things that are triggering that as well. And I think that'll help.
Truly help. Honest self-examination can expose fears, regrets, insecurities, unhealthy habits, and broken relationship or life choice that people would rather ignore than face directly. For some, constant busyness, entertainment, social media, or work become distraction that help to avoid silence and introspection. So, Miss Jackie, how many hours or how many minutes have you reflect without anything, just in silence?
That's good. I would say I try to do it at least an hour a day if I can. And just, like no music, no television, right? Just complete silence. if I can't do a full hour, try to at least get 30 minutes in. And I think it really helps. And usually I find first thing in the morning or before I go to sleep at night, I find that those are the times where I do my reflection, my prayer, and things like that. And that really helps me to recenter myself, refocus. Because yeah, we live in such a distracted society that it's so easy to have things distract you, right? And shift you off course. So I think it's so important to have that reflection time. And then that's where the good ideas come from, right? When you're I that at least for me, it's usually early in the morning or it's at night when I'm getting ready to go to sleep. So I notice that that's when I have those breakthroughs and those ideas.
Mm. So, in relation to that, Miss Jackie, can moments of silence, solitude, or introspection reveal the truth about ourselves that constant busyness often hides?
Oh, yes, absolutely. Because I think when we keep busy, we tend to kind of put things off, right? Or ignore things. And I think that that's one reason I think people stay busy is because they just don't want to face something, or they're having a hard time with a certain relationship or certain situation or something like that. So when we're in that silent period, yeah, sometimes it can be pretty loud, right? In other
Yes.
ways, right? But the busyness helps drown out things. So I think it's important to still have that time. And I think also um, you end up having a closer relationship with God as well. If those that are believers, so through those quiet moments, you're able to have that connection, that closer connection with Him as well through that.
Yes, a connection, these yes, people, moments of silence, solitude, introspection can reveal powerful truth about ourselves that constant busyness often hides when people are continuously surrounded by noise, responsibilities, entertainment, work, or digital distraction. They rarely have the opportunity to fully process their emotion, thought, fears, or a deeper desires. So, Ms. Jackie, how does reflecting on a past failures, mistakes, and painful experience help people grow stronger and wiser instead of remaining trapped by regret?
Mm, absolutely. I think what it does is it helps you to, as I mentioned, see those patterns, but I think also it helps you connect the dots between past experiences and present behavior, like we were talking about in Motivation 101 right before this. So I think that's important because you want to be able to see those connections. So coaches can help with that process, and they can help uncover, maybe what the client is not seeing in that process. So so present behavior is usually indicative of something maybe in the past that happened before, because there's always patterns that occur, right? Something doesn't always happen just out of the blue. There's usually a reason behind it. So being able to make those connections, I think, is really important. And I think it can help uncover maybe what's holding someone back, and so that's powerful part of it as well.
Are powerful indeed when individuals take time to honestly examine what happened. They begin to recognize the decisions, behaviors, mindsets, or circumstances that contributed to their struggles itself. The process creates self awareness, which is essential for personal growth and meaningful change. And Miss Jackie, what role does self awareness play in breaking unhealthy habits, destructive thinking patterns, and emotional barriers?
That's good. I think what it can do is it can help people break those old patterns, right?
Yes.
And uh, like they say, breaking the chains, right? You want to make sure that you cut off the old, right? That's not serving you well, and be able to see things in a new way, and shift your perspective, shift your mindset. So I think reflection helps you do that, because then you can see, where am I getting stuck, right? Where are things holding me up, and so being able to reflect back on that, I think, is good, and it's a powerful thing that you can do to help you maybe move beyond where you're at. And if you're continually getting stuck somewhere and you feel like you keep hitting a brick wall, then yeah, then it's time to re-examine that, and reflection helps you do that.
Certainly. Many harmful behaviors and emotional reactions operate automatically through repeated patterns develop over time. Often without conscious awareness, self awareness allows individuals to pause and honestly examine their thoughts, emotions, triggers, motivations, and behavior instead of reacting impulsively or living on autopilot. And people, please do listen to our new episodes with Miss Jackie, our second episode with her, Motivation 101, wherever you listen your podcast. So, Miss Jackie, how can reflection help individuals rediscover their true purpose, passion, and direction in life during seasons of confusion or uncertainty?
That's good. I think what it helps you do is it helps you notice differences between, maybe what is holding you back, right, and what's helping you to move forward. So I think making that distinction, I think, is so important. So yeah, so I think it's good to do that and make sure that you're seeing things in the proper way, and you're not holding yourself back or having somebody else hold you back, and recognizing that. So I think that's important as well.
Mhm. Certainly. And during season of confusion and uncertainty, people are often overwhelmed by fear, stress, opinions from others, or the pressure to constantly figure everything out. Reflection shows that noise down and shows individuals to honestly examine what truly matters to them or what brings them fulfillment and what kind of life they genuinely want to build. And Ms. Jackie, why do some life greatness breakthrough happens not during moments of success, but during periods of struggle, questioning, and deep personal reflection?
That's good. Yeah, I think what it does is it helps uncover maybe some areas where we need to have that personal growth, right? Where we need to make improvements, because there's always room for improvement. So I think what it allows us to do is see those areas maybe where there's gaps, or there's holes in part of what we're doing. So I think that's important to have that time to reflect on that and see where we can make those improvements. And ultimately, I think it helps us, you know, become more motivated and then be successful in life. So it all leads to that, I think.
Mm, yes, and certainly. Success can sometimes create routine, complacency, or the illusion that everything that demand attention and growth. In moments of hardship, people are often pushed to reevaluate their priorities, belief, relationships, identity, and purpose on a much deeper level. Questions such as who am I? Or what truly matters? Or what kind of life do I really want? Often emerge most powerfully during the season of pain and uncertainty rather than during easy victories. Well, that is so interesting as well. So, Miss
Yes.
Jackie, how can journaling, meditation, prayer, or quiet thinking help people process emotions to gain clarity about important life decisions?
That's a good question. Yeah, I think what it can do is it can help us to kind of take a moment and slow down, right? And be able to see what's hindering us. Um and I think it's important to do that during those life decisions, because you don't want to rush it. I think it's important to take the time and really slow down and think through it, because if you make a rash decision, or if you rush it, then you can look back on it and go, "Oh, I shouldn't have done that. I should have kind of slow down a little bit." So in this rush society, I think it's important to do that now more than ever, is to take some time and slow down, and that's okay. It's I think it's better to do that than to rush into something and then regret it later on, right?
Yes, slow down, people. In everyday life, emotions can become overwhelming when thoughts remain unspoken, unresolved, or buried beneath constant activity and distraction. Practices like journaling allow individuals to recognize or organize their thoughts, express hidden feelings, identify patterns, and release emotional tension in a healthy way. Writing often helps people see their problems more clearly because emotions that feel chaotic internally become easier to understand once placed into words. Well, you do journaling, right, Miss Jackie?
I do, just not on a regular basis, so I have to get back to that. I start doing it for a little bit, and then I get away from it when I get busy, so I have to do that on a regular basis. So it's like for me with my with the daily verse, right? That's something that I do every day. So yeah, I need to get back to that because it's good. It's a good way to reflect, and it's a good way to slow down and really just pause for a moment to think about things, right?
Pause, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Pause and relax. In a world
Yes.
filled with constant distraction and noise, and people losing the ability to slow down, reflect deeply, and truly understand themselves. I think yes,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Absolutely. Yes.
So, to wrap up our discussion, Miss Jackie, looking back years later, could the moments people spent honestly reflecting in other lives become the turning points that change their mindset, relationships, purpose, and future forever?
Oh, absolutely. I think what it allows us to do is when we look back at things and we reflect on what happened before, I think what it allows us to do is learn things about ourselves, right? So we're having that introspection and kind of taking a look inside ourselves, right? And
Mm,
then it allows us to see, okay, here's what I've done in the past. Here's my patterns. What can I do to actually shift that, and what needs to change for me to be able to shift that in a positive direction. So I think that that's good. So one thing, you know, someone can do too is take that insight from the past and what you've learned and pair that with one intentional action that you can do. It's easy enough, right? Where we can do that. And I've done that lately where I've looked back on things in the past and then I'm like, okay, this is good. This is good insight to have. And usually I'll go to others and I'll ask them what's one area I can improve upon and do better. So it helps, and then I can take that action and say, okay, now I can have more awareness about what I'm doing, and so it helps me to improve myself as well.
well said, Miss Jackie. Indeed, people eventually realize that the moments they spend honestly reflecting on their lives become the two turning points that change their mindset, relationship, purpose, and future forever. Reflection often happens during season of struggle, transition, disappointment, and uncertainty. Times when individuals are forced to pause and deeply examine who they are and what the value where their lives are heading. In these quiet moments of honesty, people may recognize unhealthy patterns, unresolved pain, destructive habits, or relationships that no longer align with their growth and well being. So, Ms. Jackie, would you like to plug in something?
Yes, thank you. I'd love to. I have a podcast called Designing with Love, and I've got episodes that are planned out through the end of the year. And so I'm really excited about that because at the end of the year, I'll be, and beginning of 2027, I'll be going into season 5 of the podcast. That's hard to believe it. Wow. That's crazy.
Congratulations,
It's
Mr.
amazing.
Jackie. Keep up
Yes.
the good work and
Thank you.
let's do podcasting anytime, anywhere because this mode of podcasting or communication is something to empower people all over the world. And
Yes.
keep up the good work.
Yes,
And people, we're live every Saturday and Friday. So please do watch us on our social media. But if you don't like our live episodes, please do listen wherever you listen our podcast. Miss Jackie and I, we do 7 podcasts. Imagine it's crazy, but seven podcasts under the Universal
Lucky.
Podcast Network.
7 is a lucky number, right? Lucky
Yes, lucky 7. But 8 is more lucky, they said.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh my goodness. Yes, every
I see
Saturday.
what you're doing. Trying to get me to do another one.
Who knows?
Maybe.
8.
Yeah, you never
7,
know.
8. 8 is more luckiest than 7. 7 because infinity and beyond.
Yes.
But anyway, people, every Saturday or every Friday we do AI 101, Tech 101, wherever you listen to your podcast, and as well as Mystery Stories 101. It's not yet available, but sooner or later. And every Saturday we're doing Coaching 101, Bible Verses 101, and what else, Miss Jackie? For all the 7 podcasts we're doing, I forgot.
And current events. Did you get that one?
Current events
Yeah.
and Motivation 101. Now, Miss Jackie is a
Yes.
new additional to Motivation 101, so expect her to be my co-host now and then. So please support us wherever you listen to your podcast, but we are also available on online radio, Live 365 in the US, and Radio Talks in the UK. Please do listen to us and support us because every now and then Miss Jackie and I are preparing something to make it bigger, better, and bolder episodes. So Miss Jackie, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for joining us. Keep learning.
Welcome people, see you